Alrighty then. Now, today I don't have as much time as I did yesterday, or the other day rather, so I'm gonna have to try to rush through this song. But the good news is this song is pretty simple. Like there's a lot of shit that just repeats. A couple bridges that are similar but different. Then a guitar solo part, which is really fucking cool, really fun to play. Everything about this song is awesome. It's called Sonic Boom. It's about fighter jets fighting in aerial combat. I could play this song backwards or forwards with my eyes closed while half asleep. So, I'll just play the whole thing real quick, and then I'll break it down riff by riff. And I don't see this video being extremely long, so hopefully, here's hoping anyway. I did mess that up just now. I'm thinking about two different things at the same time because I had showed my bass player how to play this, and it's honestly a lot harder to play on the bass than it is on the guitar. But I haven't practiced it. I didn't even watch the video to try and keep in theme with the last two that I made so that I could figure it out in real time. And this shit is not that fucking complex. It's just like the way that you play it, it seems a lot harder than it is. I'm playing a different version of it though. I'm supposed to be playing it over here. That's the riff. And I'm gonna go back and actually start over from the beginning because I'm a little bit warmed up. I didn't play it exactly as cleanly as I would have liked to. I'm gonna explain everything. Hopefully these two playthroughs you've already gotten acclimated to whatever you're going to be doing. It's going to be a little difficult to play this song at full speed, and I'm honestly feeling it a little bit right now, but it's not that deep, trust me. all basically correct. I made a little, it might have been a hiccup in one spot that I can remember off the top of my head, but I remember the whole song. It's a lot of the shit repeats, and there's little variations, but you have to follow the rhythm because when I wrote this song, it was a little bit of a process, and I got a little sidetracked because I had ripped off Kreator. I am personally, Millie Petroza from Kreator has inspired me more than just about any other musician in terms of influencing the way that I write music, the way that I play music. And there are a lot of times that I get right in that motherfucker's head, so I write the exact same shit or shit that's derivative of what he would have written in that situation, and I have to go back and change it. So I have to maintain that integrity of what I originally had in my head of how the shit worked, but I also had to change it to make it even better and even make it fit even more strongly in that particular section. That particular riff that I'm talking about is the bridge that goes that riff in particular is very Kreator, and I mean, that's pretty much the only part of the song that really has any kind of indirect influence. The rest of it came off the top of my head. So we're going to start off from the very beginning with the initial intro riff, which is kind of, it was the afterthought after the song was already written. That's how I do it a lot of the time, but the particular riff in question, it's a good warm-up for what you're going to be doing for the next 3 minutes or so. So this riff, I originally wrote it as like an experiment to just see how many fucking notes I could cram into a single riff real quick as fast as possible. So I ended up doing 12 dyads in 1 second, 12 power chords in 1 second, which it seemed a lot harder than it actually is, but if you constantly do it over and over, it's easy to cramp up. It's easy to get lost in the rhythm if you don't know what you're doing. So I'm gonna play that initial riff, the one that goes throughout the entire song. It's basically fast, which is pretty much how all of my music is. I'll play it fast and slow it down. It's a lot of hammer on and pull off type situation. You're only picking, you pick the string and you do the thing and everything works out in the end. And picking up the speed is not that difficult once you catch the groove. It sets the pace for the entire song. It can be as fast or as slow as you want it to be. Ideally, you want to just be comfortable. You'll be able to tell if you're in the right position or not just based off of how quickly your arm cramps up from how many times you play this fucking run. But if you got it, you got it. And this is the meat and potatoes of the whole fucking song. This is the song in a nutshell. It's this riff. The tail is a little more difficult because it's repetitive, so you got to go back and start over, and you got to be prepared for it. I'm pedaling the D string on this song. The bass is supposed to be arranged in drop D so that the bass can keep that low end going while you pedal the high string. The energy behind it is a lot more impactful, and the whole song really is one giant motif about going as fast as fucking possible. So I do my best to keep the speed up I try to keep it as dynamic as possible. There's some really interesting tempo changes going on. That riff is it's just fun to play, man. This whole song is really fucking fun to play. So we're going to go back to that main riff again, and it's kind of like a triplet, but it's really a flutter, like it's not that difficult, like of a pattern. It's just, you know, practice. Now the bridges that repeat but variate, like I had explained in my previous video, that's always about variating, making shit sound more interesting the next time you do it, but keeping that same motif, that same feeling and energy, just changing the notes, the pattern to fit the needs of the song. The riff is really like you're just tremolo picking, and you just and it's really difficult to play slow, so I'm gonna take my time with this shit real quick. It's very difficult to play slow compared to playing it fast, because my fingers just move, and you know, when you get into that groove, you don't think about it, you just do it. It's kind of like a half of a I don't know if like I mute that last note before the A chord rings out. I hope you can hear it, because when I play it correctly, it's obviously correct. Like, you can hear the rhythm as it's supposed to sound. And if I play it incorrectly, then it just feels weird, and I have to acknowledge what's wrong with it. So, it's like a pentatonic minor thing, I think. I can't think of what the actual name of that might be off the top of my head at the moment, but it's all in the same. The name escapes me, but it's all in that same basic box. So when you come out of the main bridge into the transition part, you really anticipate it, and then you just move your fingers down one fucking string, and it just happens. So, just have fun with it. It makes sense if you play it. Then it goes back into the main riff again. It repeats. So it's not like you're doing a whole lot. You're just going back and forth right now. I'm going to go back from the beginning and play up to the next major change. exact bridge. I'm just moving it I just move it down to the G string instead of the D string. Going to go back and reiterate the main riff one more time, slow it down, and also like I didn't really explain the tail of it as well as I should have, so I'm gonna do that. It's a little funky, it's a little difficult to play slow. Let me play it fast and try to slow it down. Like a double tap on the A. At least that's how it feels when I play it slowly. But if I play it fast, like I'll play it a couple times and try to really focus on that one note so I can figure it out. Double tap on the A string, but when you're playing it that fast, I'm not entirely sure if it really is a double tap so much as I'm really slurring the notes too, like, because the pattern plays itself, and really all you gotta do is hit the right strings and the right notes play. It's not as difficult as it looks, like I have said already. It's just like you gotta be accurate with the pattern, but it does its job. Double tapping the A on that particular well, when you're playing it at full speed, I guess it really doesn't have enough time to necessitate that double tap. Like, it just fills itself in, maybe. Something going on there. Like, I'm going off of muscle memory, honestly, to play it. So like, I know that there's like something in there that's happening. I'm not really like thinking about what I'm doing. I'm just executing it. Honestly, because like it feels right, it sounds right. Like I'm probably slurring a note, and it just it's difficult to articulate at the moment. But you go and you practice it a million fucking times, and you slow it down to its original basic notes, like Alright, so when you come out of the bridge of the one that goes to the G string, the bass arrangement that I had figured out for this song, a lot of it has to do with breaking down each chord into individual notes and figuring out which patterns are correct. And a lot of it is I'm gonna get into the technique that I use for these tappy parts and the legato and shit. But I'm trying to focus on getting these individual notes as close as possible correct, so that you can actually understand what's being played. Double tap of the A. I mean, it just happens, so keep that in mind that, if you can figure out what I'm doing wrong, I have videos of me playing it, and if I listen to them, I'll probably figure out what I'm doing wrong in a second, but it's not that deep. This song is so fucking fast and so easy for me to play that I just play it and it sounds good most of the time, 99% of the time. The fun bridge. So now, coming out of that, it's basically a play on the same pattern, but then we're gonna modulate this bitch. So we're going. Love this riff. It's just 2 power chords. Then you do the octave with the 4th in there. So we're gonna play it fast now. Kind of reverses, and this is where we get into that territory of Creator. I can't quite remember which song it was that I was ripping off. I think it might have been Toxic Trace or something off of Extreme Aggression or Coma of Souls, one of those 2 albums. I can't remember off the top of my head. I did figure out what it was a long time ago, though. I learned that. But I've learned a bunch of shit from Creator, so it's all a blur to me. So we're going to go ahead and do that transition. So I will play the whole thing fast and then try to break down anything that seems like it needs addressing. Fills in kind of a skipped beat somewhere. I don't remember exactly how I realized that needed to go there, but it's kind of the same principle that it's applied to the Creator riff, so that's kind of where our signals got crossed, I think. But it makes so much sense when you hear it. Like, playing it, it might be a little confusing at first, but if you think about it, that's how it's supposed to be. It's kind of like a slur. There's like it's probably like just a dead note and then the open A chord, but like the timing is there. The whole thing with that bridge, it happens again, but it changes. It's coming up in a little bit. I think, yeah, after the next, there's another little transition part coming up, and then it changes back to that riff, but a little different. So I'm gonna have to articulate the differences between those two parts. I'll just play into it real quick for convenience. Time that you can see every single time I do one of those licks, it changes. The rule of threes applies in a lot of these. Well, at least in the past 3 songs that I've done, there's threes all over the place. But the 3 times that you do it, each time it changes a little bit. You know, it develops. So. The first time you do it, the second time you do it, and then the third time. That, but I do want to add one last thing about that section is that coming out of the transition, the hustle behind the next riff is there. I kind of always seem to rush and play that a little faster. It's like there's a lot of fucking you just want to play it as fast as humanly fucking possible at that point. And that little extra bit of intensity adds a little more tension to the music. So when you come out of that first bridge, that first creator like section, you want to then pick up the speed. It's easy to do. You just put a little more energy into it than you did the first 2 times. And then you're going to resolve on this. This is a double octave power chord, which it's very, very cool. So I'm going to play up into the next section real quick. it's all like one giant piece of music within itself, and trying to break it down is going to, it's going to, I got to take it a little slow, but it's not that difficult. So. That stays a major third chord for then you slide up to another double octave power chord, but it's like up here. It's like some kind of vocals going over that section, and it's like accentuating whatever theoretical vocals I would put there. So I'm gonna play the whole thing fast going into the next section, and I mean, if I have to stop and break anything else from that down, I will, but I think it's all pretty self-explanatory. When you hear it fast and you understand, it's like... And for that, it's basically... The G string is ringing out, and I mean I'm only hitting the A, D, G, and B string, so that's adding a little bit of flavor, and you know, like, it's just a little more interesting. There's a lot of minor and weird shit that I'm gonna have to break down. I'm trying to keep this one really short. We're almost done, trust me. I mean, I'm gonna have to explain this thing, but we'll get there in a second. So, basically that whole section coming into that, once you do all that shit, it repeats that. And I can't think if there's anything else I wanted to really address, except, like, you want to have, like, swooping motions. Make it feel majestic. Make it feel like you're doing all kinds of crazy fucking tricks trying to avoid locked-on missiles with fucking flares going off and machine guns shooting across your fucking starboard bow, whatever the fuck. creates an arpeggio. I'm only moving my middle finger is going from the A string. I mean, from the D string to the B string, skipping over the G string, which is constantly being pressed down on the second fret. It's a little tricky to play slow. Not supposed to lift off my fucking pinky either. It's the only thing that's moving is the middle finger. But playing it slow, it feels weird. I understand if it's a little confusing at first when you're learning it, but like you have to understand that speed is everything. Strings. It's not that difficult. I'm not playing it 100% cleanly, but if you give me a second, I'm gonna clean it up nice and tight, and hopefully you'll be able to catch up. I'm gonna go back and play the whole song again after I finish showing you how to fucking play it. So if that was wrong in any way, I'm gonna fix it. But I think I'm right. It's just it sounds weird playing it slow and shit. So I'm gonna come into it and see how it feels naturally and slow it down if I figure out what's going on So, once you figure it out and practice it, it'll eventually be easy to play. I haven't practiced this song in a while, and if I do play it, I don't think about it. I just go, and most of the time, like I said, I just play it correctly. That's open A, and then you're barring the 5th fret on the B and the G and the B. I think I also I'm muting I'm muting the E string. I'm not playing to that beautiful E minor. Play it a little faster so you could hear it. We're gonna add that 3rd fret of the B string, and lift off, and then we do this little the string skipping thing. What's it? So you want to make sure that you end on a B. That bridge just I pulled that bridge out my ass real quick because it makes sense there. It sounds cool. We're gonna go ahead and go over that. It's not that difficult, and then go into the guitar solo section, which I'm gonna show you two different ways to approach it, because I'm gonna show you the way that I showed my bass player. It took me a while to figure that shit out myself. For real. Playing this song on the bass is a fucking nightmare. But even on guitar, like once you get up here, it could be a little confusing and a little tedious. But we're gonna get there. It's the same pattern that you'd be picking through the whole song. Just watch. It's harder to play this that way on the guitar than it is on the bass. I wrote it this way specifically to be performed on the bass. Yeah, that's right. So if you were playing this on the bass guitar, this would be how you would approach it. And the way that I like to call this like ballerina shoe staccato. Because basically, you're doing a little bit of a jig with your fingers. The pattern and the attack with your fingers, it should mimic a ballerina on her fucking tippy toes with the piece of wood in her shit. And like the accuracy and the tempo, it's basically like you're doing a little dance with your finger. You know what I mean? So that's how you would play it on the bass, and those notes are all correct. Everything about that is what I'm doing here. It's just a little different because it's in a different position. The scale is a little like it's all the same shit. It's just being played the slightest bit different. So keep in mind, if you hear these notes, That's something that you should actually really practice, like try to get that nice again. That's a really cool technique that you want to have under your belt. So I'm gonna play that one more time, like as it would be on the bass, and then I'm gonna go back to showing you how I play it on the guitar. That's on the bass, and now this is the way I play it, the way I initially wrote it. You gotta play this fast. If you play it slow, it makes no fucking sense. I'm pumping a lot of fucking notes in here. And my inspiration for this was really like video game music, like Tekken, Virtua Fighter, SNK, whatever the fuck have you. Like anything but Street Fighter, basically. Like I have a little other place in my brain for shit inspired by Street Fighter. This is more like techno pop type shit. Not exactly the same notes, but it's the same fucking everything. Like everything about it is exactly the same, except like I don't even care which notes are different. It just sounds exactly the fucking same. And since the notes are different, but it sounds the same, that means that I wrote it really fucking well. I don't know what else to tell you. So I'm going to show you how to play the whole section real quick, and then we're just going to move on to the final part of the song, and we're going to wrap this up. There's a pitch harmonic. You want to find the harmonic that you like there, I guess. The whole point is to make it sound exasperated and like shit is going down. Having a lot of difficulty trying to like position myself sitting on this amplifier, and it's like harmonic. The trick is making it ring out. I mean, it's really down to technique. Like, I haven't practiced and I'm cold as shit. I'm in a weird position. I'm not loose. So like, there's a lot of noise that I'm trying to mitigate, and it's affecting the clarity of the harmonic. You practice it over and over eventually. the right harmonic. You wanna make sure that your guitar is in good shape. You wanna make sure that your frets are level, that like there's no the strings are in good condition. These strings have been, I haven't changed these strings in 6 fucking months or some shit like that. No, more like 7 or 8 months actually. So these strings are 100% dead. They've been dead. They've been dead since I recorded that fucking Tornado of Souls solo. You know, the fucking. I don't even fucking yeah, whatever. Fuck that. I'm focusing on this right now. So try that from the I'm gonna try that from the transition one more time and. See if I can hit that harmonic, I Okay, I'm gonna slow it down and show you exactly what's happening with that last part right there. I don't fucking know. And just so you know, it's a open A and B. It's another harmonic, and then you slide down to it. So at least I'm hitting the harmonics right. So just to wrap this whole thing up, you do that twice. And then you do that the fucking transition is back to an open A chord to repeat the Alright, I'm gonna try to play that whole section really quickly. the end of the song. It's just a little reprisal with a little bit of a funky ending kind of thing. So just going into it from the last riff. Fucking thing. That's the whole song in the nutshell. I didn't want this to be an hour long, but what the fuck ever. It's an hour long, but I got everything that I needed to get. The final riff is it's just 4 chords, kind of. Slide down from the D to the fucking C sharp. Then you slide everything back. Move everything up a whole step. Just to wrap it up, we got this final riff. Move it up a half step. To the D, up to the E with the octave power chord, to a major third, then it goes up. And that's the end of the song. So I'm gonna play that whole section fast, and then I'm gonna just go back and play the whole fucking song. With that idea of swelling into the ending, just build up, whatever the fuck have you. So yeah, that last little arpeggio section go. And I can't think of anything else to make this any more complete than it already is. So I'm gonna just play the whole song real quick for GP and probably make a fucking video out of that and upload all this bullshit as long as it takes. Try to remember which order everything goes in, because I mean it doesn't really make much of a difference to me, but I want you to be able to fucking hear the song correctly. So. Pretty much another hour and 9 fucking minutes, whatever, bro. I fucking did everything I wanted to with this. So, alright, later.